I mean, we've all heard about camp relationship, right? Even if you've not said before, we've all heard, oh, your camp boyfriend, your camp girlfriend. Now, what happens when you actually meet someone in camp, but you don't date them during camp or even during your service? You guys end up dating afterwards. I mean, everyone would expect such a relationship to work, right? Or does this still qualify as a camp relationship? At the end of the story, I guess you'll be letting me know. Hi, this is Words from the Heart with Annie, and today's story, as I already mentioned, is about camp. So, not waste much time, I'm going to be rushing through. This girl named Angel met a guy in camp. He expressed interest in her, but she was not looking for any relationship. She did not want a camp boyfriend. And moreover, she had someone she was already talking to outside. So she really was not interested in any fling or anything of the kind. And she made this quite clear to him. And he would eventually just let it be. They even had a misunderstanding about the whole thing, but they just decided to let it be. After all, you already said you don't want to date me. But then a year had even gone by after the whole camp experience, but they still had each other's contact, although they were not talking at all. He suddenly reached out to her one fateful day and expressing interest again. Is she still talking to the other guy? He still likes her. You know how it goes. They resolved their standing dis- misun- mm. They resolved their standing misunderstanding and they started talking. They saw again. This time around, both parties were in different states, but they made it work. They made time to see each other. And it seemed like a love story that was delayed or a love story that should have blossomed long ago. He would always make statements like, oh, if only she had agreed for him back then in camp, that he was really crazy about her. Not like he doesn't like her now, but back then he really, really was crazy about her and could have married her like few weeks afterwards. Mind you, though they had slept together, he was older than her and he had worked really hard for himself. For a young guy, he was comfortable and could actually afford to get married and be okay still. He was into different businesses and had a lot going for him. He was doing well by all standards. But then the relationship was rocky, really rocky. They had a lot of misunderstandings, disagreements, quarrels, back and forth, and a lot of breakup and makeup. They would always eventually get back together. And time kept going. 7, 8 months down the line, they eventually had a misunderstanding that made them to not talk for over 2 months. They were done. But then something happened again that made the conversation to start up between them like, oh, hey, what was this about? And the next thing they had started talking about relationship again and how they missed each other. And they decided this time around, if we're going to get back together, we have to be committed to making it work. And it seemed to be going really well for a while. Angel got to find out that from the start of their relationship, and even this year supposedly new beginning, he already had other ladies on the side. She had known about some in the past, but she had decided to let it go as they were starting afresh again and forgiving each other of all shortcomings of the past. But when she got to find out that he already had a relationship of 3 years, and by her calculation, that means he had been with this other girl before he even met her in camp, while he was pursuing her in camp, after camp, and even now he's still with her. She got to find out that anytime they would see, whenever they both went back to their respective states, he would go be with this other girl. He was almost always with her. And most of the misunderstandings and issues they had was because of this. But when she would bring this up to him, like, why did you lie about this? I mean, we're both adults, right? And you're not a child. You can say what you want. It's not a do or die affair. If you say this or you want this, that'll be it. If I'm ready to have such, I'll let you know. If I cannot, I will stay away. You don't have to be sneaky about it. At first, he denied, but when she confronted him with evidence, it was like, yes, he knows her, but that doesn't mean he's having anything with her. It doesn't mean he's sleeping with her. She's just someone he knows. But this girl in question would blow the lid off of his lies. She actually told Angel every single conversation they were having, even things Angel had told to him in secret. She repeated it to Angel, and Angel knew this girl could only know those things if he had told her. And I mean, social media is where everybody is, right? So she went online and she saw the girl. She saw videos of them together. She saw him with her in his house and every other place. And by all indications, his family was also aware. That made Angel really furious. Like, this is the same family that you always say, oh, they asked of you, oh, they did this, oh, they did that. I mean, I know a lot of people are lying about that these days. Why? I thought your family was the strict type that had high standards. So why are they still involved in such messiness and childish behavior? But it did more than just piss her off. It's made her give up on the entire relationship, and she stopped talking to him because he's someone that he had already gone through a whole lot of back and forth, including some life challenges they both faced. But every time those things happened, it was usually Angel who would want to pull away, and he would always do, oh, I want to make it work. You keep doing this. This is the reason why we're not married yet. I really want to be with you. So how can you keep saying that and have a relationship of 3 years and probably also have other girls who just probably do not know of yet? That was what Angel kept asking. And I know this sounds crazy by all standards, despite the fact that it seems to be becoming, or rather, it's fast becoming a norm in our society now, but it's still crazy by all standards. So she stayed away. She didn't say anything to him. She did not do the usual, I think would not work, let's break up. She just went silent and let him be. And I already said they're in different states, so there was no issue of, oh, we'd see each other or run into each other. Just let's both be in our own space. But he kept reaching out to Angel. At first, he was like, oh, let's talk about this. Can we see this weekend? I'll travel down to so. Can you come? Let's see. And initially, Angel was going to agree, but then she changed her mind and didn't say anything. I was like, okay, between now till that time, let's see what happens. But he never even tried to confirm the plan or do anything. So she was like, oh, thank God I did not put my mind on this. I already knew this was not going to work. But he will still say something along the line of, okay, why don't I just come all the way down to where you are? Because they were quite far apart. And for the first time since the issue had gotten to her knowledge, she started considering maybe they could work things out. And she told herself, maybe, just maybe, if he shows me how determined he is this time around to come, forfeiting, his work hours and putting his businesses aside to come, even if just for a few days, I'll probably be willing to travel to somewhere more convenient that will be easier for him to manage his business while we talk. So she said, okay, fine, you can come. She told him, oh yeah, you said you want to come this period. That's okay, you can come anytime from now, anytime from this. As soon as she agreed, he changed his mind again and said, no, she should come. He's choked up with work, something came up. He was going to also try to see his friend that stays there ever since he got married. He had not been able to see him. He couldn't come for the wedding. She wanted to just do everything together. She was like, oh, you want to see your friend, not because you actually want to make us work. That's fine too. I don't own the state. Go see your friend. If you want to make us work and you're coming to see me, let me know. But I cannot come. And he said, okay, what about the following weekend? Can she come? She said, no. Okay, what about the following month? She said, like, no. This month, next month, I can't come. And he said, okay, if she can't come in, he'll go be with the other girl. She said, fine, no problem. You can make the time out of your supposedly suddenly busy schedule to travel to go be with her, but you cannot come. That's all I need to know. No need asking about this again. Let's just kill it. But this was a relationship that had already lasted a year by this time. They literally broke up around the time they were completing a year. So it really shook her because she thought rather that it was going to be a love story, right? Everybody talks about the calm boyfriend and it's always a flame. But when that person reaches out to you again after calm, seems serious, acts serious, does everything seemingly right. And at first you were the one holding back. But when you decide to give your all, you realize that, oh, this person was not even truthful with me from the start. This person already had a major girlfriend from the start, a year before we even started talking. And this person even still has other girls she's even still cheating with and has no idea of repenting or even changing. He doesn't even think he's doing anything wrong. Instead, he's even furious about the fact that she got to find out or she's decided not to see him. So it really hurts Angel. But she doesn't know where it all went wrong. There's something I've heard some people say before. If you've turned a guy down more than once, don't ever date him again. Sometimes they're just dating you out of revenge. And sometimes it's just so they can feel their ego that, oh, I could eventually get her. But do you think that was what happened in this case with Angel? Or is it that he is actually just a serial cheat who doesn't know what he wants out of life yet? Or is it possible he just wanted her as a fling, all the while sustaining his long-term relationship with this other girl, who also knows, mind you, she's not in the dark. Yeah, she knows about all his other women, but she said she doesn't mind because she loves him, according to the story. So, what do you think? I don't think this is normal by any standard. I think it's a mental case, and I think everybody involved is crazy to an extent, but who am I to judge? I just want to know, do you think this was a case of revenge? Did he date Angel purely out of revenge? And if so, why commit that much to her? I've heard people say a man can do anything to get what he wants, but if you already got what you want from her, you've already broke up a series of times. Why keep working to get back together and claim to want a happy ending? It doesn't make sense to me. I'm hoping someone can help me explain or make sense of the situation in the comment section, because I can't seem to understand why a man would do that. Maybe because I'm a lady myself, but it doesn't add up. And even as a lady, I honestly would not agree that I understand where the other girl is coming from, the long-term girlfriend. What do you mean you love a man and you're okay with him having multiple girlfriends because you love him? Are you seeing the statistics of infection outside? Let's forget the emotional hurt now, the trauma that you can't even trust him. Don't you care about your health? Don't you have family that loves you? Is there no love at all? Okay, I'm sounding very judgmental right now, so I'm going to stop this story here. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That's all for today's story on Words from the Heart with Annie. Thanks for watching and see you next time. And don't forget, if you enjoy stories like this, I tell it all the time on my platform. So ensure to follow me and check out the other stories.